Good afternoon. I'm Ted Arnott, Member of Provincial Parliament for Wellington-Halton Hills and Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Ontario. I'm thrilled to be here as your Master of Ceremony for this virtual event in celebration of Ontario's nonprofit sector. Bill 9, an act to proclaim Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week, received unanimous all-party support, and it was Daisy Y's wish to have the nonprofit sector recognized. That wish has come true. Today marks the very first day of our Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week 2022. And now let's join in for O Canada, followed by Indigenous greetings and the playing of drums.
We'd like to start by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence here continues to this day. We would also like to acknowledge the land we are on is at the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. We would thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We acknowledge this land and people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. A shared understanding of how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future.
Greetings. My name is Tashunka Pejuta, and I'm here representing an Agvi Indigenous Youth Agency. I'm here to sing a little song for everybody and start this off in the right way. Well, we want to start that off in a good way. So we bring our minds together and we ask for good health, happiness, love, and understanding.
Up next, we have greetings from the Premier of Ontario, followed by MPP for Richmond Hill, Daisy Y, the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, and the Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture.
This week is Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week. It's an opportunity for all Ontarians to celebrate the incredible professionals in the nonprofit sector for everything they do to help those in need. As Premier of this great province, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for going above and beyond throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to support their communities and protect the most vulnerable. They truly represent the best of the Ontario spirit. I look forward to continuing working with them to defeat the virus and build a better and brighter future for all Ontarians. I also want to thank my good friend and all-star MPP, Daisy Way, for putting forward Bill 9 and being a strong champion for the sector. Thank you and God bless.
Hello, my name is Daisy Y and I am the MPP for Richmond Hill. I was inspired to introduce this bill as I was reflecting on my interactions and service with many nonprofit organizations and the charities in my community. The purpose of this bill is to recognize and appreciate the dedicated service of the professionals working in Ontario's nonprofit organizations. Ontario's nonprofit sector is composed of organizations and charities that operate for our collective social benefit. The work impacts all of our daily lives. The 1 million professionals driven by their mission are experts in delivering social, economic, and environmental solutions. They enrich our quality of life by promoting mental and physical, social equity, education, the arts, sports, child development, social support with compassion, senior care, and much more. They serve millions of Ontarians every year in every corner of the province. The professionals who devote themselves to this sector are among the most reliable and enthusiastic workers in the province, with a deep sense of pride, passion, and persistence. The work is indispensable and heroic, but it is often invisible. They are our invisible champions. I am thrilled that we can celebrate these invisible champions in our communities. I'm so happy that today we're all celebrating the very first Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week. This special designation will provide our Ontarians with a week-long opportunity to express their gratitude and encouragement to the nonprofit workers who have impacted many lives and played a role in building our province. Their responsibilities are already demanding in the normal times. But this past year, they have gone above and beyond their limits to continue delivering the critical supports and assistance to the most vulnerable in our communities. Now, more than ever, they need our support and encouragement. I am pleased to have Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, Marilee Fullerton, as well as Minister of Heritage, Sports, Tourism and Culture Industries, Lisa McLeod, to present their remarks.
Hello, everybody. This week, we're recognizing and celebrating Ontario's not-for-profit sector. From mental health support and senior services to specialized help for children, not-for-profits play an important role in building strong communities. As Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, I want to express my gratitude for all those who work so tirelessly to ensure that our not-for-profit sector remains healthy. My ministry is powered by not-for-profits, and they do incredible work to support individuals living with a disability. Under the leadership of Doug Ford, our government has invested approximately $5 billion this year to support agencies delivering not-for-profit services. Thank you to my friend and colleague, Daisy Way, for being a champion for this week. Whether it is through volunteering time or donating, I encourage everyone to support worthy causes that will help build stronger communities. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa MacLeod, Ontario's Minister for Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture Industries, and I want to congratulate everyone who is marking Ontario's first Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week. As the Minister responsible for Ontario's Trillium Foundation, we are proud as a government to have injected close to $175 million into 2,000 nonprofit organizations for the recovery through the Resilient Communities Fund and the Community Building Fund. I'd like to thank my colleague, Daisy Way, for bringing this important week forward through legislation. It's important that we thank those who are out there, neighbors helping neighbors, communities helping communities. So for this Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week, thank you all for everything you do.
Dominique Grant came out with a viral single that has led to international radio play, brand endorsements, and what CTV National has called the anthem of our time. Toronto-born, Dominique Grant is a singer-songwriter, media personality, and creator. She has been named one of BuzzFeed's top 20 artists to watch, and we thank Dominique for singing today in celebration of our unsung heroes in the nonprofit sector. Please welcome Dominique Grant.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me here today. I'm Dominique Grant, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Toronto. I'm truly honored to be celebrating one of the most important weeks in Ontario. As a singer-songwriter who got her start working with not-for-profits, I personally can attest to how much you have built the social fabric of our communities. With over 850,000 not-for-profit workers, more than 58,000 not-for-profits, contributing over $65 billion to our economy. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for waking up every day and for helping to build healthy communities, to the more than 77% of women who make up the sector, and to all of the essential workers and essential services that contribute and play a role with not-for-profits. There are so many different facets that are a part of what you do. And once again, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. Now today, I want to honor this week with a song that's really close to my heart. At the beginning of the pandemic, when social isolation was something that a lot of people were experiencing, a not-for-profit reached out to me and asked, how can we help? That's very close to my heart because I know that every day you wake up and ask this question. Whether it be figuring out how to send more than the regular amount of emails, how to show up in a community and to support, how to communicate with your board of directors, or how to plan for building healthier communities. You are playing a role in making that happen. And so when we went into the community to sing this song, we had one goal, and that was to support the people who needed it. Today, Till We See the Sun has brought together people in over 25 countries around the world. And it's just a reminder that although there are hard times, with community, with dedication, and with passion, we can all get through this together. This is Till We See the Sun. My city feels like a ghost town.
and all my checks are late. This lockdown's really got me thinking, is this the end or a new beginning? But the sun is still shining for us. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. We've got dreams, we still got touch. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. We're gonna make it to the other side of this storm. I know it's raining, but the clouds will clear in the morning for sunshine. Just gotta hold on until we see the sun. I couldn't leave my house yesterday. My grandma calls and she's feeling lonely. I turned on the news again. Look at the world, this feels like a movie. But the sun is still shining for us. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. We've got dreams, we still got touch. Please don't give up. Please don't give up. We're gonna make it to the other side of this storm. I know it's raining, but the clouds will clear in the morning for sunshine. Just gotta hold on until we see the sun. We're gonna make it to the other side of this storm. I know it's raining, but the clouds will clear in the morning for sunshine. Just gotta hold on until we see the sun.
Thank you for your contributions to our community. Thank you for building a healthy Ontario. And thank you for making it possible for the next generation of artists, young people, and the youth of the future to have a space to call home. Have a great day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the historic first ever Ontario Week of Appreciation for the Nonprofit Sector. Thank you for joining in this virtual celebration. Thank you, Honourable Premier Doug Ford, MPP Daisy Y, Ministers Fullerton and MacLeod, and the entire Ontario Legislature for making this week of recognition happen. Under your leadership, Ontario is the first province in Canada to officially designate a week to recognize and celebrate the nonprofit sector. By doing so, you are honoring the social and economic contribution that the sector and its staff make to the well-being of Ontarians. As you know, the sector contributes $65 billion annually to the economy. Staff in the sector are driven by the very best parts of their soul, a sense of mission and a passion for positive social impact, people helping people. What the sector provides is value beyond money. It transforms lives. I believe more social recognition and esteem needs to go to you, the invisible champions of the nonprofit sector. This week of appreciation has been a relentless vision for me. Why? Because of my experiences working in the sector, the emotionally intense work, the dedication and passionate commitment of the staff. These will stay with me my entire life. But there's little recognition so far of the staff in the sector. When I moved to the private sector, I was astounded at the number of recognition opportunities for employees in most industries. It was these experiences that planted the seeds for what eventually became the Bhayana Family Foundation. Very few people know about the sheer scale and impact that nonprofit organizations have on our communities and our lives. Consider the diversity. The sector is the arts, mental health, childcare, food and housing, faith, the environment, family services, youth mentoring, essential frontline services, sports and recreation, and much, much more. Every one of us in Ontario is connected, visibly or invisibly, to a charity or nonprofit. And this week gives an official chance to reflect on that and give our thanks. In closing, I'd like to thank a few key people who worked very hard to make this week happen. My team at the foundation, Michelle Fisher, Zoya Islam, Blake Cronin, and Sheila Britton. I would like to thank my partners, Daniele Zanatti, CEO of United Way Greater Toronto, and Elizabeth Marshall, the executive lead. Kathy Taylor, CEO of Ontario Nonprofit Network, and Sarah Matashita, the communications lead. Thank you for your support, guidance, and wisdom. Your partnership is deeply valued. Thank you to MPP Daisy Wise team, Maxine McGuigan, Derek Ho, and Carly Rising Lions. Thank you also to our well-wishers from all across Ontario and all sectors in Ontario, from the public to the private sector, for your videos and the outpouring of messages of support. In closing, thank you, Honorable Premier Doug Ford and MPP Daisy Y. You have broken new ground. You are leading the way, encouraging us to value the people who help people. You have made the invisible champions visible. Thank you, and see you in February 2023.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for celebrating the Not-for-Profit Week of Appreciation. It's right to celebrate this incredible sector, which I like to refer to as the 4-impact sector. 58,000 organizations, 850,000 employees, and countless other volunteers, $65 billion worth of economic activity. They were there at the front lines of the pandemic response, whether it was daycare, long-term care, community support centers, food banks, you name it, they were there for the hardest moments, the most tragic moments, the happiest moments. The numbers don't tell the full story. So many Canadian dreams are founded on the impact of the not-for-profit sector, of the 4-impact sector. My own case in point. My mother came to this country with less than a grade 3 education, no knowledge of English, married, had 5 children in rapid succession, through no fault of anyone, was largely trapped in her own home until a Y and United Way English as a second language program opened up where she could get daycare for her children, learn the language that allowed her to enter the workforce, transformed her life, transformed our lives. She went on also to join the local neighborhood information center and provided those services for other immigrant women, paying it forward. So it's right to celebrate this incredible contribution. And we shouldn't be doing it just in this week. We should be doing it every week. And I want to give a special shout out to the Bhayana Family Foundation that has been such a force in championing this appreciation, championing this much needed celebration. We at the Ontario Chamber of Commerce look forward to continuing to work with all of our members in the not-for-profit to continue to make an enormous impact and build the Canadian dream for everyone.
So everyone meets Steve.
Hello. Steven.
28. Steve is 28 years old and full of life. When Steve was 3 months old, he suffered a brain injury, which resulted in cognitive and visual impairments. Neurologists told Steve's parents that he would never be able to walk, talk, or be independent in any way. Steve's parents were determined that Steve would prove them wrong with years of dedication, therapy, community resources, and most of all, their love. Steve attended W. Ross Macdonald School for the Blind and Visually Impaired from the age of 6 to 21. Steve attended classes such as woodworking, life skills, language arts, music, and many recreational activities and field trips. Steve has access to ODSP, which can cover the cost of medical supplies, and government funding to help community living staff support him in his home. Passport funding gives him the opportunity to do his favorite things, such as horseback riding. He goes twice a week and has an amazing one-on-one coach. Steve attends concerts, he sings at the top of his lungs, and somehow always finds some ladies to dance with. He also likes to hit the go-karting track and has a need for speed and adrenaline-boosted activities. Steve's even tried out lawn bowling with other members of community living. Steve and I practice life skills such as baking muffins, even if they don't taste that good and we throw them out after. Steve has participated in Action Club, Friendship Club, and fundraisers for charities. Steve and I practice at home and busk downtown every year to raise money for United Way. This is an example of using Steve's love for music to help give back to our community. We also do open mic and sing at bars and events. Singing is Steve's favorite hobby, and he loves being on stage in front of people and values the social aspect of getting together, listening to other musicians, and cheering everyone on. Steve also has a job at a local brewery where he sanitizes menus and beer flight boards and even helps with labeling beers. His bike is probably his most prized possession. We also go to the gym together where he uses various machines to build strength and stay fit. So when I'm finished this program, I hope to contribute a life of happiness, achievement, purpose, and inclusion with every person I support, just like Steve. Remember that kid that they said would never talk, walk, or do anything on his own? Look at him now. Here's to Steve.
Cheers to Stephen, everybody. Ready? Cheers.
I am so thrilled to celebrate Ontario's first week of appreciation for the nonprofit sector. This is such incredibly deserved recognition for the millions of Ontario workers that are part of the nonprofit sector, who so tirelessly impact our communities each and every day by fundraising for and providing the vital services that make impact to each and every one of us. I especially want to thank the staff at the Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation for their innovative, values-based, compassionate work to create an inclusive world of possibilities for kids with disabilities. Thank you to everyone in the not-for-profit sector, and congratulations.
What a beautiful way to launch the Nonprofit Sector Appreciation Week. Thank you, House Speaker Ted Arnott, for officiating the launch. Thank you, Premier Ford, Minister Fullerton, and Minister McLeod for your remarks. Thank you, Rasha Bhayana from the Bhayana Foundation, Daniela Sanotti from the United Ways, Kathy Taylor of Ontario Nonprofit Network. Thank you all for planning this event with me to appreciate the professionals in the nonprofit sector. We cannot even imagine what challenges they have to face when they dedicate themselves to serve our community. They have to deal with meeting their financial needs, recruiting volunteers, program execution, training staff and volunteers, administration management, and many more. The pandemic has increased the workload while they do not have enough volunteers to support them in person. Fundraising events has to be postponed or canceled. How can they have enough funding to finance their operation? We can just imagine the difficulties that they are facing. Our government knows that funding is crucial, which is why the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services has provided the $5 billion in funding for the nonprofits. The Ministry of Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture Industries has provided $175 million to support over 2,000 organizations. Well, let's work together to support them. May I appeal to all Ontarians to volunteer, to donate, and to foster impactful change in their communities. Even though they are the nonprofit organizations may or may not have their fundraising events because of the COVID, they were not able to do that for the past 2 years. But it should not stop our continued or regular support for them. The nonprofit sector has helped build our province. Now it is our turn to build them up. Thank you, Dominic, for your song. The sun is still shining for us. Really, it touches our hearts. To all the professionals in the nonprofit sector, you truly have been instrumental in helping our communities. You help us to stay positive and hopeful, especially during these challenging moments of the pandemic. I want to say thank you, and I hope you enjoy this week of dedication to you. You are our unsung heroes.